Hey, Brad, good afternoon. I have two questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one is I have a family member. She's in the military. She want to file for a mom.
Right.
And how much is it, and how long would it take?
Well, if the family member's a U.S. citizen and they're over 21, which I presume they would be,
Yes, she is.
it's $420.
Yes, she's 22.
It's $420 filing fee to the immigration service, and if it's done properly, it should take less than a year.
Okay. And okay, she pay the same fee even though she's in the military.
Yes.
Okay, and then the other question is her sister. Her sister, I think she's due to file for her citizen right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like a month away from the actual date.
Right.
But what she never did, she didn't put in her change of address, I think, for a year.
All right, so do it now. It's no big deal.
Oh, it's no big deal. Because
No.
I think she moved to address, but
That's fine.
she's
Just whatever her new address is, just do it now. It's no big deal. She'll still become a citizen.
Okay, and what form she filed, and how much is the form?
It's N400, and it's $680.
$680. Thank you, Brad.
All right.
Okay, I came here on the student visa,
Mm-hmm.
but however, I did the OPT program,
Right.
and I also, it's over, but I completed my 60 days period,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm actually out of status right
Correct.
now.
That is true.
I want to start back school, but not right now. I want to start maybe like September,
Right.
but during that time, my boyfriend is here also on student visa,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to find out if I could go on the F2 on his and become like his dependent.
Well, if you married him, yes, but if you're past your 60 days, they're not going to change your status here. They're going to make you go home, and I doubt they will give you a visa to come back to be the dependent. So you have problems now. Why don't you make an appointment to come in and let's talk about it?
My wife applied for her sister, and the petition went through, but then her sister got a letter stating that the whole process was denied because she had had a previous application on file through a Catholic charity.
That makes no sense.
She had gone to a Catholic charity, and someone convinced her that they could help her, and she applied for permanent residence. In the meantime, my wife was doing this process for her.
And
My wife's
did she
process was approved.
and did this woman get her green card? Did sister get a green card? Is that why they?
No, it was denied because she had two applications on file and did not state that she had.
That's not
She had her.
that's not the reason. That's not the reason. You can have more than one application filed. What I would suggest you do, or if that is the reason, I've never seen. Well, certainly by law they can't deny it because you have two applications. They can deny you for fraud maybe, but that would be at the adjustment stage. That wouldn't be revoking the approved I-130 visa petition, which is what you're telling me. So I'm a little. There's more to it than either what you're saying or what you understand. What I would like to see is the revocation letter or the denial letter that you have, and what I would suggest you do is make an appointment to come see me, or if you're not in the area, we can do it by telephone, and you can mail me the documents ahead of time, but I would like to see exactly what you're referring to.
Hi, Brad. I have a question.
Yes.
I have a friend, and she came to the country without a visa.
Mm-hmm.
But she got married, and her husband petitioned for her, and they denied it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he petitioned again, and now she got a letter of approval.
Mm-hmm.
Should that be trusted?
The approval letter? Sure. Approval letter can be trusted, but I don't know whether she can adjust her status or not. So it sounds like the first time she tried to adjust her status, but in order to adjust her status, you either need to show that you came here on a visa, which she didn't do, or that you had something filed before April 30th, 2001. So it sounds like she didn't have anything like that either. So when the husband filed for the full adjustment application, it was denied. Now the husband, the second time around, just filed the visa petition, which is basically like filing half a case or running half a race or eating half a sandwich or however you want to phrase it. But you got to eat the whole sandwich or run the whole race or file the whole application to actually get a green card. So she's only about halfway through. Whether or not she can file the adjustment, she can't manufacture a visa, obviously. So she didn't come here on a visa. She didn't come here on a visa. The only
Right.
thing is either one, she is grandfathered in because she had something filed before April 2001, or her family or her parents had something filed before April 2001. She was a minor at the time. Sometimes you grandfather in that way, or alternatively, she has the approval letter, and she has to wait for the laws to change. One or the other.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, good afternoon, Brian. I just called about my family member from mom, the one in the military.
Right.
I forgot to tell you, 4-year-old son.
Yeah. Who has a 4-year-old son?
The same.
The mother who's being filed for?
The mother that is doing the filing, she has a son also.
Okay. Wait.
So her son and mom, they're both in Jamaica.
Okay. So the person who's in the military, let me just understand this correctly. The person who's in the military has a mother in Jamaica and also a 4-year-old son in Jamaica.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And yes, she would have to file a separate application for the 4-year-old son unless the son's a U.S. citizen already.
No, how would he be a U.S.?
Well, he would be a U.S. citizen if he was born in America, or he was born to
he wasn't born in America.
or his mother was already a U.S. citizen when he was born.
No, she just got her citizenship like a month ago.
Okay, fine. So no, she would have to file a separate I-130 visa petition for the child, and then when the child comes up, the child would automatically become a citizen, and then the mother would get her green cards. But it would be two separate I-130 visa petitions.
And both would come to at the same time,
Well, they're going to be two separate cases, but they should both basically be around the same time. Yes.
Okay, and both details are $420.
Correct.
Okay, thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Hi, Spar.
Okay, how are you?
My question is, a friend of mine, wife, was given a 5-year bar because she fraudulently entered the country in someone else's name. And now she's married to a citizen. The 5-year bar is up, and he would like to file for her. Is there a chance that you'll get a green card?
A small chance. Because even though she has the 5-year bar and the summary exclusion, she also has actually 2 bars. The second bar they never really tell you at the airport, and that is a permanent bar for committing fraud. They say you have a 5-year bar from even trying to re-enter the U.S., but even after that 5 years, you have a permanent bar for the fraud, of which you would need a waiver. So he can file a visa petition for her. She would go to the U.S. Embassy, admit the fraud, file the waiver, and keep her fingers crossed that the waiver gets approved.
Okay, so she would have to do that there, or he can come in and file here?
He files everything here, and he's going to definitely need a lawyer.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, I have 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
The first question is, my mom filed for my brother, who have a son who just turned 21. Papers are in process, and he's waiting on the date for the interview to get a visa. Would that child be able to get the visa still?
Maybe, and that depends on the Child Status Protection Act. And the Child Status Protection Act says you get to add the time in which it took the I-130 to get approved onto that child's 21st birthday, and then that child still would be included on the case as long as he gets his green card or her green card before the 21st birthday plus the time of the I-130. And then I'm going to add something else that's even more confusing. Provided you file for the green card, you apply for your green card within a year of being eligible to do so. So it's a complicated formula, and the first thing you do is this. Let's say, for example, the I-130 took 2 years to get approved. I have no idea how long it took to get approved, but let's say you filed the I-130 back in 2006, January 1st, 2006. On January 1st, 2008, the I-130 gets approved. You get to add those 2 years, because that was 2 full years, onto that child's 21st birthday. Then the child would get till 23. 21 plus 2 is 23. You would get till 23 to get that visa appointment. So that child doesn't age out till 23, provided that child doesn't sit on his or her rights, meaning that that child applies for a green card within a year of being eligible to do so once the visas become current. So your question to me is this child going to get through? And the answer is, I don't know 2 things. One, I would need to see the I-130 visa petition and calculate how long it took the I-130 to get approved. And number 2, I need to know how far away they are on the visa waiting list. Both of those would require a consultation. I cannot possibly do it over the radio.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. The second question
Yes.
is...
I forgot you had a second question. I'm glad. I was about to hang up on you. I'm glad you spoke up.
Okay. The second question is, I wanted to adopt a child from another country, which is Guyana, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I read on the website that you have, in order to file for the child, you have to live with the child 2 years prior to adoption.
That is correct, unless the child is orphaned, meaning no mother and no father, or no father and a mother who can't support him. So other than that, yes, you would have to prove you lived in the same household as a child for 2 years.
So if the child doesn't have a father and the mother can't support the child,
Then the child potentially could be an orphan. And what I would suggest you do is make an appointment to come see me so we can talk about it. So what would happen is that the authorities in Guyana, you would have to petition the authorities in Guyana to strip the mother of her parental rights. And because the mother can't afford to raise this child anymore. And for the purposes of you adopting the child to come to America. If you went to Guyana and just said, Mom's consent to the adoption, that would not be an orphan because the child still has a mother.
Oh.
So it can be done, but it has to be done in the proper way. So again, what I would suggest you do is make an appointment to come see me so we can talk about the proper way in which to do it, and the child becomes an orphan, and then the child can come to America.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right? Yeah.
I'm just calling on behalf of my daughter.
Yes.
She came here on a student visa, and
Yes.
she's out of status since April.
Right.
She finished school, did her OPT.
Right.
Now she have a problem. She want to go back to school, but she get pregnant.
Okay.
And her boyfriend, he's here on a student visa also.
Right.
He's going to school.
Right.
So what can they do? Can she get married to him?
Well, she can marry him and try to do it and try to change to an F2.
She married him and they do a F2?
They can try, but let him come in and see me because I don't know how long out of status she's been and everything. She may want to just go back to school with a child. You know, it's not the end of the world. And get reinstated.
The money, we don't have the money for her to go back to school right now.
All right, well, I think she should come in and speak to me and let's talk about the different options.
Hello, good evening, Brad Squeeze.
Yes, you're the final caller.
One quick question from behalf of my sister.
Right.
She and her husband come up here on a work permit in '07.
Right.
And they send them back home, said they don't get them numbers yet.
Okay.
And it's going to be 2 years to 3 years. It's 2 years now, so she asked me to call the lawyer and ask him about it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood what he said.
He said they got... repeat again.
Repeat again, I apologize.
They come up here on a work permit,
right?
You know, to do like candidates to work.
Right.
That is in Florida.
Seasonal worker, okay.
So that is in Florida, but they didn't get their number. And they got to go home. So she asked me to call.
They didn't get their number.
Find out
What
how
number?
long.
What number are you talking about?
Did they come here to the United States and they were sent back? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they were sent back.
So they
didn't get their...
So they came to the airport. They got some. They evidently got some travel documents. They came to the airport and they were sent back because they didn't get some specific number.
No, not the airport. They started work. My brother-in-law was working in Florida. Come up on a work permit.
Is this H-2B?
A contract, a 2-year contract.
Right.
And he get the 2-year temporary green card, but he never get some approval number. And they have to go home and wait 3 years. So it's 2.5 years now. So she want to know how far, before she gets through with that number, that priority number.
Oh! She got sponsored in a job, and there's a 3-year. I don't know what's her priority date.
The priority date is 007 November.
Okay, and what job did she get sponsored in?
Like candidates type of job where you work on post and...
Yeah, it's probably about a year away or less.
Like a year or less?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, my brother.